Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am once again your host, Lord Ice, and it is time to jump once again into the next mission. Again, factoring gossip content, and today we are doing War is Good for Business. The USS Shakar is experiencing intermittent power failures. There is little threat to the safety of the ship, but they do have a scientific team on board that is conducting a time-sensitive survey of anomalies in the area. Captain Tavana has requested that another ship rendezvous with the Shakar. See what you can do to help them. And we get armor and phasers. Alrighty. Allons-y. And we are going to the Celis system, which is in, you guessed it, the Celis sector of the regular sector block. And it's 4 light years away. Oh, also on Tribble, there's been a minor modification to how warp drive works, so warp 10 is actually faster than it was before. But you don't actually hit warp 10, you're limited to 9.97, even if you have a really good warp core. Because the warp core you have now determines your maximum warp factor. You can see it says maximum warp factor 10. They also give you a power boost if you've got some of them, and the higher level ones can be really powerful. Actually, before we start the mission, I'll go ahead and open up the warp core dilithium store. Alright, let's see. Mark 10, Mark 10. I guess they only go up to Mark 10 for now. So we've got overcharged warp cores, which give +5 maximum auxiliary power, which means you can go over 125 aux. And it also gives a driver coil buff and a E to S mod, which means 7.5% of... Okay, that sounds kind of borked. I don't know why it's saying engine to shields when it's wet auxiliary to shields. Overcharge. The efficient mod increases your warp core efficiency, and then W to A, weapons to aux, aux to weapons. SEP mod. Starship engine performance, bonus engine power, and then engines to auxiliary. Engines to shields. E to S. W to S. Hyper injection warp cores, +5 maximum engine power. There's also a mod that improves starship batteries. And then you get shields to weapons, EPS, electroplasma system, power transfer, stuff like that. Yada yada rep. Starship subsystem repair, so it gives you a bonus subsystem repair. Now, I haven't actually personally seen the purple warp cores, but they're supposed to have a mod that will give you an active power that's kind of like a mini battery with a longer cooldown. And finally, we've got the field stabilizing warp core, which is +5 maximum shield power, so you can have like 130 shields. There isn't a warp core that gives +5 maximum weapon power because I thought it'd be too broken. And it would be. And for you Romulan players out there, singularity cores, basically the same thing, except the mods improve your singularity powers. And I'll probably cover those when we get to the Romulan faction. But let's go ahead and start. War is good for business. Ferengi Rule of Acquisition number 34, if I remember correctly. Allons-y! I remember this mission, though. This mission's kind of fun. A little annoying, but fun. Census show one ship in the systems, Captain. It's the USS Shakar. Situation report. Captain, the Shakar is reporting intermittent failures of its starboard power couplings. Captain Tavana reports that they have power for life support and weapons if needed, but the engines are offline. The Shakar was assisting a team of scientists who are taking readings of the anomalies in the system. Captain Tavana has requested that we take the scientists on board and help them complete their task. This will give the Shakar's crew time to finish its repairs. We're going to go ahead and take up those scientists, and this is probably a trouble bug, so just click, click, buffs resetted. Also, The optional accolade for this mission is right here at the start. Real easy to get. Scan ship. Our scans have revealed that one of the plasma conversion sensors in the EPS conduits leading to the starboard power coupling is malfunctioning. That would cause the intermittent failures the Shikar is experiencing. We are sending this information over to the Shikar's engineering team. It should cut down on the time needed for their repairs. And that'll give you, I think it's called lending a helping scan. Let me go ahead and look up that accolade. Display completed. D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Is it always the scanner, never the scanned, is it called? Aiding aid givers, no, that's a future mission. But intruder, and Armada, Army ambassadors. We'll find it. I know it's here somewhere. Okay. Well, it's there somewhere. I know. I've gotten it before. Alrighty. So the annoying part of this mission is when you get close to these asteroids, you will not be able to go to full impulse because you'll start getting jolted with minor amounts of damage. We've entered a nebula, Captain. There are pockets of gas here that would make using full impulse unsafe. And that's the gist of it. You can't use full impulse. But you can increase your engine power to maximum. That is a Nausican fighter. I wonder what they're doing here. Let's go ahead and scan this. Funny thing is, at early levels, that fighter has so low health that you can kill it. Or the anomaly will kill it. You're dead.
Target's shields have failed.
Oh, you can't kill it. And apparently I crit. Because there's a trait in space combat now that when you crit someone, you can lower their accuracy. I just went ahead and did the new traits before I started recording. So we can't destroy the fighter. So let's go ahead and fly ahead of it. We've entered the nebula, sir. Engines are being affected. Do not use full impulse. Just increase engine power so that you can fly a little faster. And apparently this is plasma damage. And I know it's plasma damage because reactive shielding from the 3-piece Aegis set. Which is why I like Aegis. It gives you damage resistance. And you can see we're only taking 4 and 3 damages instead of constant 4s. Because we have damage resistance. Never really explained this, have I? Info. Scroll down. Reactive shielding. When your shields are hit, reactive shielding has a chance to activate, increasing the resistance to the incoming damage type for a short time. Reactive shielding stacks up to 5 times per energy types and can resist several different energy types at once. And I think it's 10% each time. So every stack is effectively 5% extra damage. No, 10%. Yeah. I remember total it'll give you plus 50%. Nausican frigates. They won't bother us at all, right? We're Starfleet. Of course they will. The only reason they're here is to bother us. Oh, and I'm not operating weapon power. Silly, silly me. Grappler!
Target's shield has failed.
Didn't know you were planning on going somewhere. Except to whatever you call Nausicaan hell. The only thing I know about Nausicaans is you don't insult their mothers. Or you get stabbed through the heart.
Target's shield has failed.
You don't have to destroy these guys, by the way. It's just, they're going to get in your way if you don't. And we're done here. Captain, the scientific team has completed its survey. They request we take them to Starbase 114. There's a ship waiting for them there. Allons-y. Sure, we can't use full impulse, but we can go to warp. Makes total sense. Loading, loading, loading. And of course, our buffs are gone again. This is starting to get annoying. Fixing. And fixed. I really hope Cryptic fixes that bug. Although I think it's been on holodeck for forever, or Tribble for forever. Probably just something in the Tribble build. The SS Fishy's Hope. It's a Decorum. Captain, we're in range of Starbase 114. The scientists are waiting in the transporter room. We can transport them on your command. Goodbye, scientists. Hello, Commander Cleveland. I'm Commander Cleveland. I run ops here at Starbase 114. Thank you for helping the scientist team with their surveys. The USS Archer is waiting to take them to their next destination. Now that you're here, maybe you could assist me. My inventory shows that 3 containers of Kemocite are missing from the cargo bays. Highly refined Kemocite can be used to create explosives of massive power, and it is imperative that they be found right away. Why you had it, I don't know. We're short-staffed because of the war with the Klingons, and I need help. Please send an away team to the cargo bays and find out what happened. Sure thing. Again, loading like a Foundry map. Commander Cleveland. How can I help? If I were you, I'd start by checking the cargo bays for clues. The thief must have left some sign of his crime behind. Okay. There's an anomaly over here. Damarcon, we'll be here for him soon enough. Well, no, he won't be. Because you can't replay that mission. Never mind. Alrighty. Scanny. Scan cargo bay 3. You don't have to scan these in any order. Scan complete, sir. Everything looks normal here. There is other valuable cargo here, none of which was touched. The culprit seems to have been very specific. I know it didn't exactly say that, but oh well. Scan the cargo bay. Oh, it's the one still for us, because it's Kemocite. Since this we've complete, sir, we found a grav sled that had been used recently to move something heavy, but the route that the sled took has been erased from its memory bank. The thieves may have used it to move the Kemocite. I'm picking up trace elements of Kemocite, Captain. This leads me to believe that it has been here very recently. We should continue our search as quickly as possible. Quickly as possible, coming right up. Just petting my treble, get a Romulan mark. Scan cargo bay 1. We've completed our search of this cargo bay, sir. There is a place for the Kemocite, but most of the containers are missing. Those that are still here have been filled with the synthetic derivative. The synthetic is meant to scan as Kemocite, but retains none of the volatile properties. Well, if it's missing, of course it's not going to be here, Smeeg. How the Riemann resistance got along with you, I don't know. No, I'm just joking. Smeeg's a good guy. Scan cargo bay 2. Scan complete, Captain. Sensors show that the controls to the cargo bay door were accessed by someone without authorization. I think they used a Ferengi code cracker, sir. Captain, we've completed our scans of all the cargo bays, and they show signs of unauthorized entry. But there is no Kemocite anywhere on the station. Whomever stole it is probably loaded it onto a ship as it's preparing to depart. Recommend we scan the nearby cargo ships for the stolen materials. And away we go. Again. And of course, I've already played this mission, so I'm just going to go for the one that it is. Now, in this next section, there's something you need to know. When you find the ship, it's going to run. Don't bother trying to fight it. You can shoot at it. Bad idea. It'll keep you from going to full impulse. The point of this is to chase it. You cannot tractor beam it. You cannot destroy it. You have to chase it. And chase it for a good 100 kilometers. And then you've got a few enemies to blow up. So, we are experiencing some sensor interference from the starbase. We will need to get close to the transport ships before we can scan them for Kemocite. Why is the starbase jamming our sensors? Stations, fix the buffs. There's a Ferengi ship dead ahead. 3 guesses. Nope. Oh god. Lag. Oh. I'm not lagging. I was typing, apparently. Oops! Swing us back around. Stupid helmsman. Scan freighter. Sensors are picking up Kemocite aboard the SS Nani, Captain. Like I said, you can shoot at it. Don't. The point is to pursue. Thing is, I also know where it's going, and I'm fast. Very fast. See that big rock over there? One thing Cryptic was really, really known for. If there's a big rock, there's going to be enemies nearby. And yes, one of them is a battleship. This is pretty much it for space. That was way too easy. Why was that so easy? See? Nundy's coming right in. Clear Nausicaan presence, 1 of 3. And of course, it's 1 of 3 because we already vaped one of them. Don't tractor me, bro. I'm just putting these enemies through a grinder. And we're done for space. Starfleet doesn't build warships. Beam down to hidden base. The area is secured and the Nandi is empty, so the crew must have beamed down to the asteroid with base with the Kemocite. Beam down to the base, Boff Squad roll out. See how quickly we can wrap this up. No rush, I just feel like wiping things. Loading like a foundry map. What is going on? Scanners are picking up one Ferengi deep inside the base. He could be trying to sell the Kemocite to the Nausicaans. We need to stop him before that happens. Right away. Allons-y. Of course they're behind the corner. Because where else would they be? Soldier. Intruders! Intrude this. Stop! Administering medical tricorder. No, I'm not going to do all of them. Glicori, you're taking damage. And no, you're not because everything's dead. See, this is what happens when you minigun. That's what happens when you minigun too. You're all dead. Oh, my grenade exposed them. Like I said, new traits. See, if I was shooting that Marine, he'd be dead. Because this trait is broken. If you use an auto-targeting rifle with this, oh dear God. That trait can be incredibly broken. It used to be 100% chance. Like, every time you hit someone with a grenade, it would expose them. But that very quickly became incredibly broken, so they decided to nerf it to hell. It's still really useful, it's still really good, but yeah. It should not have been 100%. Toss in a stun grenade, hit everyone that you got with an auto-targeting rifle. 3 vaporized targets. Since the Klingons are getting the Cardassian arc as part of their mission progression, I went and tested it with that. I was wiping out trash mob Cardassians in brute numbers with that trait. That was just insane. Speaking of insane, this Nausican is trying to run straight at me. Oh, right. Did I mention that lunge is an exploit attack? That's why Tolok just drop-kicked him for 700 damage. Doesn't matter which way you go for this one, you're gonna have to go both ways. Heavy Marine. Wait, no. Passive mode for a moment. Okay, so I'm not gonna get a flanking bonus on you. That makes me mad. Kill him. Oh, he was already dead. Good to know. Stay down. If you fall to the ground, you really want to stay down. Phaser minigun, Mark 10. Not bad. Might give it to somebody. Depends. Smeagol. Doesn't do as much damage. 6. I just upgraded you last mission, but yeah, I'm not giving that minigun to anybody. Not right now. Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't actually have to go through derp. I think I derped. Yeah, I derped. Oh well. So much for the speed run. And here we are. See these crates over here? The one that's glowing. I guess is what it is. If you guessed Kemocite, you're correct. We were so close. And stay down. Okay, you can let me mark the crate for transport now. There are only 4 of the 7 crates we need in this room. The other 3 off to these other sides. So, since I'm going to have to come through this room again anyway, I'll get the other two on the other way. And in these two other rooms, besides being guarded by elite raiders, you'll find a console over here that will unlock that giant door that was in front of us. Sorry, I don't feel like dying. Elite raiders are kind of annoying. They're basically commanders or captains. They die like noobs. Override security lock A. Security lock A overridden. Right. Oh, there you are. Mark crate for transport. Mark the other crate for transport. And back to the main room. Bad design decision on the Ferengi's part to have the security locks be able to be overridden from the flanking rooms. But then again, he's a Ferengi. It was probably cheaper to do it that way. Of course, that was the phone ring, but I don't think it's from me, so...
Enemy target on sensor.
Oh, Elite Raider, kill it.
Personal shield losing power.
Elite Raiders are a pain in the ass. I like how you can now vaporize people without necessarily having to exploit them. You just have to do enough damage over how much they've got left. Elite Raider.
Enemy target on
Yes, I'd like to target the Elite Raider, please. Yes, I'd like to snipe the Elite Raider, please. And there is a boss fight for this mission. You get to destroy the Ferengi. Alrighty. Let's grab this last crate before we unlock his door. And then break down his door. And then shove him through his door. Security lock B overwritten. Does this lower his damage resistance? No, just lowers our movement speed. Really handy in some STFs. Neural Blast. Open reinforced door. Open sesame. See, it says capture Ferengi captain. Back up, back up, back up. Set everyone to passive. Pop all the buffs. Alrighty, normal mode go.
personal shield losing power.
Ow. Can't we negotiate? I suppose we can, considering everyone in the immediate vicinity just got vaporized. Except that poor bastard. Feel bad for him. Scan supplies on desk. These crates appear to be the Ferengi thief's personal stash of gold-pressed platinum. It doesn't amount to much, which is probably why he resorted to such an extreme act in an attempt to make a profit. Not too many people are willing to take on Starfleet. Oh, gold-pressed goodies. I didn't get that one before. Well, there's the other accolade for you, ladies and gentlemen. Gold-pressed goodies. Tag for transport. And that's it for this mission. We have captured the thief and recovered the Kemocite, Captain. Commander Cleveland sends his thanks and says we are cleared to leave the system. Of course, we're not going to leave the system yet. Good work recovering the Kemocite. That's all he has to say. Now, do we have anyone that does actually need an upgrade? Jem'Hadar. Blue Mark 10, which means it's probably not. Okay, yeah, no. And Blue Mark 10. You must choose all rewards. This one. And that's all for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am your host, Lord Ice, and hopefully I won't see you here, because I won't be here. Remember, before we do Treasure Trading Station, I'm going to see about doing a Duty Officer tutorial. And if I can swing it, I'll have a few guest hosts. Alrighty, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, see ya.